Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie, Deja, whatever y'all call me. Hope everyone is doing well. I've been working. Y'all know I work for Amazon. One of the best and worst place to work. You gotta love it, like it to love it, to hate it, okay? Because we service the customers and we try to make sure that they get their packages on time for the things that they need. So it's really rough, but it's work. Not only is it work, we're helping the community by getting their things out to them as fast as possible. But I be tired, guys, and it's hard for me to do a podcast at work. Because I only get 2 half-an-hour breaks. So, and those breaks is for me to relax myself, relax my body, eat, and try to get myself together, get back in there and get back at it. So it's hard for me to do a podcast. So now I'm going to start doing my podcast on Saturday, which on my days off, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm going to do podcasts for you guys. And that's going to be all I'm going to be able to give y'all because I have to work. Unless I have overtime, then that way y'all won't get a podcast if I have overtime to do. But I have to work to even keep this platform going, okay? Everything costs money in this world. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing for free. So for me to talk to y'all guys, I have to pay to talk to you guys, okay? I mean, I'm glad that y'all listen. This is why I pay for it. You know what I mean? If y'all didn't listen, I wouldn't invest in you guys. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm investing in you guys, okay? By giving y'all the information that I get that's needed to help y'all not only stay alive, but to take care of yourselves and make sure that y'all safe. So today we're going to talk about the microwave. I'm going to talk about the microwave today. There's some information that I need to get out to you guys so y'all can understand why we are getting rid of the microwave. Okay. Now, a lot of people say to me, you know what, Jackie or Deja, whatever they call me, and JJ, why do you follow the kids? Why I listen to the kids? Because sometimes, as adults, we're so busy, we don't pay attention to what's really going on in the world. And the kids is pretty much social media, what's trending, why is it trending? Most of the time, they don't even know why it's trending. But it takes people like myself that will do the research and understand why it's needed. Okay, just like my daughter came to me the other day. Well, not the other day, about a month ago, and said, "Mommy, Steve Madden is trending." And I'm laughing, right? And I'm like, okay, well, Steve Madden is not new. Steve Madden is from my era. And, she looked at me like, okay, so what? It's trending, so we have to get some. So I had to laugh, because it's from my era. So it's not everything that is from this era that be trending. It's some things from the past as well. And it's some things from the past that was initiated into our lives that was good. However, they found out that it was bad. So this is where, the government has to get the information out and hope that the people understand why. They don't normally tell the details until they're for sure. However, they are working on trying to see if it's a factor in the world, Now, I'm going to break down the microwave for y'all. Okay, the microwave, we could put our food in the microwave. Microwave will cook a whole dinner. Y'all know I lived in a hotel for 3 years. And I made my family a whole Thanksgiving dinner, okay, in the hotel. And, we had a microwave. But the only thing that I made in the microwave was the rice, okay? But my whole meal was made with cookers, okay? Shout out to Marilyn. Marilyn had gave me a toaster oven. So I was able to use that. And I had bought a turkey cooker. Okay, so the toaster oven cooked majority of the food except for the rice. And of course the roaster turkey roaster cooked the turkey. Okay, So yeah, this is how everything went down. I was able to make my stuffing out of the toaster oven, okay, with my the cornbread, was able to cook in there, So it was an adventure for me. My macaroni and cheese was able to cook in there. And then I had a hot plate that I was able to make my collard greens in, So yeah, I did my thing in the hotel. And they used to say, how did she do it? You know what I'm saying? But I did it. You always got to find a way to make things happen, And my family was used to having a Thanksgiving dinner. And not only did I feed my family, I fed a lot of the homeless people that was living at the hotel. It was hard for us because we wasn't getting no services. Okay, it's not like the government stepped in and say here's a free voucher for your hotel stay. We were all paying out of pocket, so we had to work and hustle. That's the way we made it through. Okay. So it's not like, some people live in hotels in different states and the state is paying for it. No, we didn't have that luxury. We had to work every day and stand in front of the hotel desk and say we ready to pay our bill, cash money. That's the way it was done, But anyway, where I'm going with this is I was just giving y'all that little piece of my life of what I had to go through, and not knowing that the microwave was bad for my family. Okay, well, my daughter came to me about 2 years ago or 3 years ago and said, "Mommy, we need an air fryer." Now I know when I had my Snyder's Lance route, we sold pop chips. Okay, pop chips are made with the air fryer. And I used to eat them things up, y'all. Oh, my God, it was so good. Okay, no grease. I mean, it was just like the best thing ever. Potatoes. It was just the best thing ever. And I fell in love with them pop chips. And they were air fried. And I said to myself, like, wow, I wish we could air fry a lot of stuff, because it tastes good. However, my daughter came to me about 3 years ago and said, "Mom," now, I didn't know the air fryer was out, but it was so expensive, nobody can, us poor people, poor/rich, you know how it is with us. We can't afford that new stuff that they be putting out. It'd be just too high. And we'd be like, oh, no, I can't invest in that right now because I wanted to invest in something else. My next investment was my washing machine, so I had to get that, and I'm like, I can't buy no air fryer right now. That thing costing too much money. Well, the manufacturers decided to make it affordable for us people. So my daughter, like I said, came to me and she said, "Mom, we need an air fryer." And I'm looking at her like she's crazy, like, girl, I can't afford that thing. So I seen one of my friends from back in the day, Dawn, shout out to her in New York. She had one, and she had posted it on social media. And immediately I wrote her, and I was like, "How's the air fryer? What's going on with the air fryer? Tell me some things." She said, "Girl, you gonna love it." I said, "For real?" I said, "Well, where do I get it from?" And she was like, "Walmart." I said, "Walmart, my favorite place? The Walmart?" And I ain't seen it. Like, girl, okay. So, of course, I had to get my little funds up so I can go get me an air fryer. Well, I went and got me an air fryer. Now, mind you, I've been having problems with my microwave, okay? I told you, God moves in my life. Everything that looked bad ain't always bad, okay? I've been having so many problems in this house with my microwaves. It got so bad, my landlord brought another microwave. And then another microwave. And it just ain't working. Okay, we've been switching out microwaves back and forth from the storage, like microwave here, microwave there, microwave. And one of the microwaves went out, okay, and that's when he brought the other microwave. Then I had a fire, okay, and burnt up the microwave. Not burnt it up real bad, but just, because it's right up under the stove. And, because most people put their microwaves under the stove. So I'm like, well, then I had another fire. And burned it again. I'm like, what the hell is going on about this microwave? God is trying to tell me something. Is he trying to tell me don't make the candles? Or he telling me don't cook with coconut oil, because the first time I was cooking with coconut, I was making me some fried rice, and I was making it with the coconut oil. And it was my first time trying the coconut oil, because I'm olive oil. I use olive oil and avocado oil. Okay, so this is my first time trying the coconut oil to actually cook my fried rice, because I eat a lot of fried rice. It's less meat, rice, I have my vegetables or my onions and stuff, which is all good. Antioxidants in there for you, to keep your immune system built. So, I don't know if y'all heard my piece of my new song where I say, and I'm still eating fried rice. In it, don't matter how much money I make or have, I'm going to continue to eat fried rice, because for one, the rice is filling. Two, you're able to put whatever you want in there. You can put meat, you can put vegetables, whatever you want, you can put into fried rice. So it becomes a great meal, and it can feed a big family, even though now it's just me and Egypt, so it's, we don't have to make a whole lot of food, but we like it because we can make it the way we want. If we want eggs in it, if we want vegetables in it, we have the scallions, and I grow the scallions on my balcony, so we have the scallions, so we're constantly making it, because this is what we like. But anyway, long story short, so God was trying to tell me something about the microwave, and I just couldn't get it. My third eye wasn't open, y'all. I just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what's going on about these microwave situations? So then my friend comes by, and he's like, okay, why is none of the microwaves working? I'm like, I don't know. That's a God issue. I can't explain it. I don't know what to tell you. But guess what? The air fryer works just as best and is better for you. And he's looking at me like, okay, well, I tried to heat up some pizza in there and I burned it up. I said, no, because you got to put it on a certain setting. You got to, it's just what it is. It's like when we learned about the microwave, it's time for us to learn about the air fryer. It has a reheat button. He might have put it on the bake button. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention when he was doing it. Anyway, long story short, the reason why we must get rid of the microwaves is because the microwaves breaks down our immune systems. Okay? Just like with a cancer patient, when they go in for radiation, because the microwave is radiation. When they go in for radiation, the radiation is designed to kill the bad and good cells, because they can't kill just the bad, because the radiation can't pinpoint where each bad cell is. So what it does is kill off the good and the bad cells. The same thing when you're using steroids. Okay, this is why when you have asthma or bronchitis or pneumonia, we're given masks. We can't be around too many people. We have to wear the mask because our immune system is really low, and you can't be around people and catch certain things. Even when I do my Flonase has, which is for my allergies, has steroids in it. Okay, and I take Flonase on a daily basis. Okay, I haven't had to take my asthma pump or a physical nebulizer treatment because of my eucalyptus. So I'm thankful for that. Thank God for that. God is showing me something every single day. However, I've been good. But I still take the steroids. So sometimes I put on my mask because I'm just not sure yet. We're still doing testing to see. And there's days that I've went out without my mask, knowing that I've taken Flonase and it can break down my immune system, but will I get sick? Okay? So I'm thankful that I haven't, but is it because of the eucalyptus? Is it because my body's already immune to the Flonase and the steroids and it's no longer working like it would normally work? We don't know. Okay? However, but what we do know is that with the radiation breaks down the immune system. That's a known fact. Okay? This is why they tell cancer patients to stay home, not go out much. You can't be around people that's ill, because you will get definitely ill and it will kill you off. Okay? So, this is why we're trying to get rid of the microwave. So if you don't have an air fryer, you need to get one in your home as soon as possible. Okay? Walmart, Amazon, they all have them at very low prices. Okay? I just invested in a new one. So now, because I broke the handle on the one we have, and it's a little small. So I said, you know what? I want a bigger one because I've been wanting to cook bigger meals in the air fryer. So now I'm going to have 2 air fryers, okay? And instead of 2 microwaves, okay? So I'm going to move that big old microwave off my counter and comes in the air fryer to replace it. We got to start breaking down our immune systems. We might be eating the right foods, the fruits, everything to give us the antioxidants to help our bodies. And this is why they was trying to understand why healthy people were still dying from the COVID. Well, if those healthy people was eating microwave food every single day, that was the reason why. Because their immune system was being broken down by the radiation. Okay? So that's just a known fact. But they couldn't figure that out at the time. Like they were saying, well, why was these healthy people... They were saying, oh, God, the COVID is even hurting the healthy people. We've been teaching these healthy people how to help themselves, and they dying too. Like, what is going on? They couldn't understand it. But it's because of the microwave. And that's what we're believing, okay? It's not a known fact as of yet, but that's what we believe because everyone in the world uses microwaves, even at work. At home, I don't use a microwave. I don't have one. God has taken them away from me. Okay? But at work, I have to eat my noodles. And I have to use the microwave. Now, some of the noodles, and I'm going to keep it real with you, on some of the noodles, it has, you're not even supposed to put them in a microwave. So what are we doing to our noodles once we put them in a microwave? We don't know. They just tell us don't put them in the microwave. Just put hot water on them. So that's something that a lot of us wasn't paying attention to. I had to bring it to my kids. I told them, I said, listen here. You know you ain't supposed to put that in the microwave. And he was like, what do you mean? We always put them in the microwave. Yeah, but it's not supposed to go in the microwave. Supposed to put hot water. Boiling water. I noticed we was at 7-Eleven when we was on our trip a couple of weeks ago. And my friend had wanted a noodle to heat it up. And there wasn't one. Shout out to 7-Eleven. Love you guys. I love you guys for being in the Let's Help Our Customers Live run. You know, shout out to you guys. You know, there was no microwave. So then I said, I'm looking around for the hot water. You know, I said, we got to find the hot water. I said, it's got to be hot water here somewhere. I said, they're not going to just sell noodles and not give us something to cook it with, you know. So it's got to be hot water. So we looking and we looking and we looking, but we finally found the hot water. Then we found that red little spout. And, you know, when you go out to the stores and they had that red little spout to, you know, to get the water. So I finally found it. And I said, here we go, we got water for you. So we made the noodle, you know, and I was like, wow, 7-Eleven. I said, I could appreciate you guys, you know. So, yeah, they're on it, okay? And I'm just throwing that out there, okay? So y'all pay attention. The stores are starting to take out their microwaves to help people. What do y'all need to do? Get rid of your microwaves, okay? Granted, when microwave came out, you know, my family was alive. I'll never forget when they bought the microwave. I'll never forget it. When my aunt came home with the microwave, and she was like, look, y'all, we can heat up our food in this microwave. Because we used to always get some Chinese chicken. And put it in the microwave. Like if we don't eat it all, we eat some and then, we put it in the fridge, then it'd be cold, and who wants to put it in the oven and all that mess? So the microwave was the way to go. That was the new. Okay, my people was always up on the new. That's why I was up on the new, and that was my life. They created that in my life, always being up on the new. When I got financially broke after my downfall, I wasn't able to stay up on all the new-news, like the air fryer. But when God had brought my funds up and put it in my daughter's ear, I invested in it. And now I'm investing in another one. We have to learn to listen. Okay? I know you're so used to whatever, but if things has been killing off people or people has been dying rapidly and we're not understanding why, that means we have to change some things. Okay? It takes for us to listen and think. This is why we tell people to meditate. Take them walks in nature to relax your mind. Okay? So that way you can see what's really going on. And this is why a lot of people did die during the COVID, because they didn't know what was going on. Okay? They didn't understand it. Okay? We have this new thing out called the Monkey Pox. Okay? And it's going to put a damper on our lives. We finally got it here in America, so y'all got to be careful. Who faces y'all in. The mask should still be worn because it is transpired through saliva. And the people at work be scaring me because they think the COVID is over. So now they want to get all up in my face and talking to me and eating. And, the saliva might be coming out. Even when I talk, sometimes saliva comes out, and I'm like, oh, my God. So I throw on my mask, just to protect others. I know I don't have the monkey pox. Well, I'm hoping I don't have the monkey pox, but I still feel like we should be protecting ourselves with these masks, when we're around other people. And that's just that's just what it is, people. COVID is just not it. It's other stuff too. That's why when I pray, every day when I pray and I say, Jehovah God, cover me from the COVID and any other diseases out here or viruses. Okay, I ask Jehovah that every single day, every day, because I know it's just more than just the COVID. The COVID was just the biggest one. And I don't know what else is coming after that. So I just ask him, please just cover me from all of it. Because I'm not going to be perfect every moment to remember to always have on my mask or to stay 6 feet. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because I work in a facility where we're 6 feet apart. However, we're always passing, touching, walking around each other, and looking at each other and each other's faces. Because we may have to ask that person something because they're right there. You know what I mean? So we got to learn to protect each other. And that's just the bottom line. And I hope that Amazon joins the life journey with getting rid of the microwaves, giving us more hot water for our noodles, and giving us air fryers. That would be a blessing. I know it's a big investment because, you thought microwaves was the way to go. However, it's really not. We don't want our people getting sick. And continuously spreading viruses because our immune systems are all broken down, We're putting the good food in, but then we're killing it off, And guys, I know a lot of you don't like mangoes, okay? I know. But y'all have to eat these things. Mangoes is one of the biggest that can help us beat cancer. not only does it help fight off cancer cells, it gives us energy. It also fills us up. Let me tell y'all, I went to bed night before last. I was so tired from work. I was just draggy. I just couldn't understand it. Like, why am I so... I have this fatigue. It's like unreal. Like, why? I couldn't even get up to make a meal. So I ate a big mango. And it's easy to peel, easy to eat, and you ain't even got to cook. I ate it and went to sleep. I got up the next day, which was yesterday. Got myself together. I went to work. And oh my God, I felt like I was, I felt like I had a battery in my back. Y'all notice I say that in my song too. I said I got I use 50, because that's my buddy, he always making sure I get some little payments. So, when it comes to the music. So I use 50. I said a 50 battery pack, but in actuality, it's the mango. When I eat that mango, I get some strength from I don't know where. I'm just going to give it to y'all real. And that's the only thing that I know that I can eat. And my stamina is like through the roof. And I tell y'all no lie. I was working real fast. Cleaning my wall. Helping. Once you start cleaning your wall at work, they'll send you over to somebody else's wall and start grabbing their stuff to help get them done, so we can hurry up and clear the whole wall, and I guess I was moving too fast, and, that tells them how many people they really need for work, and they came through and said, anybody want to go home? We got BOT to go home, and I was like, I'll take it, because I knew that because I was working so fast, and it's probably other people that was working fast as well, because we know how important it is to get this stuff out to these people at a promptly time. So, and it's not that it's a hard job, it's just being on your feet all day and trying to get these packages out to these people. So we try to get our rest. That's the number one key. Rest is the key. You go home and you rest, and then you come to work and you do what you have to do, to complete the day. But once we complete that day, and they don't have no more work for us, they don't want us to just be sitting around, so they send us home, and by some of us going home gives others the opportunity to get more hours, because some people really, really need the hours. It's not, I'm sure I really need the hours too, but, I have other income coming in from different, areas. So, I always take that advantage and go home. Not always, sometimes, because, I be having all these bills to pay. My bills is through the roof. People don't understand. This is why we work. I got so many bills, it's crazy, and we have to pay for everything, everything we do. So I say all of that to say, the same with you guys, y'all have to work to pay bills. Just because we're music artists don't mean that, or we're able to talk to you on a podcast so we don't have bills. We still have to keep a roof over our head. We still need a car to drive. We still got to pay car insurance. Matter of fact, I'm glad I brought that up, because I have to pay my car insurance right now when I get off of here with you guys. See, I have to remember to do these things. You know what I mean? In order to keep my life at peace. That's what peace is about. Not being able to have a worry or care in the world. Okay? Yes. And this is what we strive for. Peace. But we know we have to work. God has told us that. Every person in his book, in that Bible, had a job. Everyone. And those that stayed active lived. The lazy dies. Because you can't, their bodies ain't moving around like it should be. You know? And people say to me at my age, like, how do you move around the way you do? And, you know, how do you know, because I try to eat healthy. I don't abuse my body, you know, to an extent. You know, no one is perfect. We all have our little flaws. But I try to do as much as I possibly can to live, you know. And I'm going to tell y'all, I think I'm about to tell y'all this story. I'll never forget it, and it sticks in my head. I think about it every single day. I was in a refrigerator. I was living in Maryland. So I was living in Bald Eagle Way. And with this 3-story townhome we had. And my mother had just passed away. And my son's grandmother had just passed away. They passed away, I think, about 6 months apart or maybe a year apart. I don't know. It was, like, really close, okay? And I was looking for food. I just wanted food. I was hungry. And I'm in the refrigerator, like, and when I closed the refrigerator, my son was standing there. He was looking at me. And I said, boy, why you do that? You scared me. And he was like, Mom, don't die. And I looked at him. And I said, well, son, I can't stop myself from dying. You know, that's God's will. And he said, but everybody's dying. Grandma died. Both my grandmas died. And I'm like, I know. I understand, son. I said, but they were ill. You know? He said, well, don't get sick. And I said, well, son, you cannot, you don't know when you're getting sick. You don't know, you know. So I had to sit down and think about this conversation after I stopped talking to him. I had to sit down and like really evaluate what he was saying to me. You know? And that's one of the reasons why I pretty much turned my life over to God totally, because I needed to understand, well, God, how did these people in your book live to 300-600 years and our people are dying at 50 and 60? I had to evaluate that. Again, and the many times I've written the Bible, I wasn't getting the understanding. I didn't know what was going on and why. So I had to ask God to give me understanding. Every time I read the Bible, you know, a friend of mine had said to me the other day, do you want me to read this to you? I was on my lunch break. I'll never forget it. It was very special that he even offered, you know. And I told him, I said, you know, my Bible is open up on second book of Kings, and I need to read it to see what God needs me to know. I don't know, because I don't usually be there. I don't know if I moved it or what, but God needed me to see it. So I'm like, okay, I got to read it. So he asked me, he said, well, you want me to read 2 Kings to you? And I'm like, well, I'm on my lunch break, one, and it's not very long for you to read a Bible scripture to me, because, you know, it's a whole page. I need to know the whole story. I don't just read scriptures. I read the whole story, because then it gives you more understanding of what's going on. So I told him, I said, no, the reason why I don't want to read it is because I always ask God to give me clarity before I read it, because I need to understand why I'm reading it, because I've read the whole Bible already, and I didn't understand nothing that was really in there until recently, within the last 5 years. Okay? Even with some ministers, they don't get it. They think they do, but they really don't. Okay? And I had to learn that with my life, the things that was going on in my life, and the things that what people were saying, you know, was brought to my attention that I needed to learn again. And I didn't understand why. You know, it was a reason why I was born Catholic, became a Baptist, Then went with the Jehovah's Witnesses. And then now I'm just pretty much just a Christian. Okay? And I get the word mainly from what God shows me, and based on the knowledge of the book. Now that I have more clarity, and then I can physically see it, when things go on in my life, I can physically see what he was talking about, or whomever wrote the book, whoever he had write the book, I can see the clarity of what they were saying. Okay? So just like with the microwave and the air fryer, I wouldn't have been able to see that clarity if I didn't know the Bible. Okay? The air is pure. Okay? When the air is hot, we can fry an egg outside. Okay? So why wouldn't the air fryer be good for us? You have to think. It's all about thinking. Sit down and think the situation out. This is why I tell y'all to get rid of that, you're overthinking. Overthinking is good. Okay? Because then you can actually analyze the situation and understand why is something being implemented instead of saying, no, I'm not doing it. It's just not. No, I'm not. Okay? You have to think. So I sat down and I thought about it. And I said, well, I know if I have something raw and I put it outside and it's hot heat that I be in, that be cooking me, I know it can cook some food. I know hot air should be fine enough to reheat my food. And it'll be better for me because it's just air, which is one of the elements. Okay, so you see how it all comes together? Y'all say to me, a lot of people say, well, why is she always talking about God? Because God is life. All of these things was implemented for life, not death. So now, the way of the world and the way we're trying to bring the world back to life. How did the people start getting cancer anyway? Why is it we need to use radiation to kill off the cells? We don't know. Some scientist was in a room and said, well, we can do it this way. That helped them live longer after they get the cancer. But what is creating the cancer? Why we even getting cancer? Y'all know all my family members, not all. My grandmother, she passed away from cirrhosis of the liver. That was from drinking alcohol too much, and beer, poisoning her system on a daily basis. The rest of them, they died from cancer. But why? And she died before everybody. Okay? With that liquor. Everybody else caught cancer, but she had cirrhosis of the liver. And she died before all of them. She was the first one. She died before her mother, her brother, and her brother. No, she was older than her brother. But yeah, she was the first one to die from drinking. And then the next era, all my family members started dying from cancer. But why? That's what we need to get to the bottom of. Why? So, with that being said, we're taking it back to God. Okay? It's not that we don't believe in man. Because we still believe in man, because man has to think these things through. However, God's way is the best way. And that's what we're starting to see. So even though we're putting it in the formation of a, what would I call it? A gadget, that we can use, but we're doing it in the formation of God's way. Because we know the air, even though the air out there is toxic because of the cars and all this other stuff, the gas, and they even working on that. Because they're destroying God's air and his planets. We're all being, how can I explain it? We all have to deal with these toxins that's out here. Every single one of us. Just like with the COVID. Every single one of us had to deal with it. So, I feel like the COVID was a sign to let us know it's not just you or you. No one is being chosen. It's everyone in the whole world. And we all need to get on the same page. To learn how to regenerate our bodies. And that's by eating the right foods, exercising, and resting. Those three are the key. Eating right, resting, and exercise. And when we sleep, our body regenerates itself. So I just want to throw that out there to you guys so y'all can get a little bit more understanding. Okay? When we rest, this is when we heal. But we have to eat right. A lot of us is staying away from medications, pain medications, because what we do is become addictive and they have all these side effects, and you get one issue straight so for something else to break down. So when we find out that we have, this is why it's very important for us to go to the doctor and get physicals once a year. The men have a problem with that. Most of the time you see us women going to get physicals. Take care of our bodies. Make sure something ain't right. If something is wrong, we can work on it. Just like when I went to the doctor last year for my physical. The doctor said, a little strange. Your cholesterol's a little bit high. It's higher than normal because that's not what we're used to seeing. So what's going on? And I said, I was eating Popeye's chicken with my daughter's father. I know what it is. As soon as I remove that, I'm good. So now when I go back this year, I'm going to retake that test and see what's going on. Because I'm not a fried chicken eater like that. And if I do fried chicken, I'll deep fry it in my canola oil. Okay, I haven't learned how to cook it in coconut oil. I have a friend that says she knows how to fry chicken in coconut oil. But I'm working on those things. I'm working still every single day learning how to eat these things more healthy, And then, too, when I fry chicken, I soak my chicken in vinegar, which pulls off a lot of the fat and the toxins, okay, which is different from what a store-bought fried chicken, will give us. Because they're doing everything fast. So nobody has the time to sit down and soak the chicken and clean off all the fat and, and I'll never forget. My son's grandmother, she taught me about pulling the skin back on a chicken leg. Shout out to Narisa. I miss her. She taught me about that. She passed away. But she taught me about pulling that skin back. My family never taught me that. This is why we accept other people coming in our lives and implementing new things, because some things we weren't taught. So we accept it. Just like my friend, he came to my house. I said, "Can you help me put these towels up?" And he said, "Okay." And he looked in there and he was like, ain't no room. And he was like, okay, let me figure this out. So he took every towel and refolded it. And when he refolded it, oh my gosh, it was so neat. And all the towels fit in there. And I was able to just go in there and pull a towel out. And the thing about it, the way he folded them was the way I had my towels inside my basket. And never paid attention. But see, that's why two heads is always better than one. So he made that so much easier for me to get my towels in there and be able to pull out the towel that I need when I take a bath. And I ain't got to be going through the towels and trying to stick them in there. And it was just so nice and neat. I loved it. I fell in love with it. So I'm glad he came to my house and implemented that. And I'm keeping it. So that's what we do. You know, we learn from each other. And when something makes sense, this is why your mind has to stay clear and free. When something makes sense, you keep it. You don't say, oh, I'm not doing that because that's not how I was raised. No. You probably might have wasn't even raised right. My family taught me to drink alcohol. And it killed my grandmother. Not saying that they taught me that, but this is what they showed me as a child. This is what we do. We get drunk. But my grandma lost her life behind that. So why would I turn around and do the same thing? And this is the reality of it. We lose family members, and it hurts when we lose these family members. So we lost these family members behind something. Why would you want to indulge in it? It's just the facts. Or why would you want to give up and say, well, this is part of my life, so this is just the way it's going to be? Why would you do that to yourself? When you have the chance, and I'm going to put it like this. Someone has sacrificed for you to show you that it's not good because of what they've done to themselves. Let me tell y'all, I think I told y'all this once before. My family gave me religion, a Bible, encyclopedias. They always gave me books for me to read. And the Bible was one of them. Even when all my family members died, they left the family Bible. I have it on one of my nightstands. I sleep with two Bibles across my head. Okay? I have one on one nightstand and one on the other. And they're both open. I need God in my presence everywhere I go, everywhere I am. And if I start to feel uneasy, sometimes I need to pick up the Bible. Sometimes I need to pray. But I need it because he's guiding me. He's my teacher through my people. Now, I had a friend of mine was laughing at me, because I was telling him about the bird that was stealing my thyme. And then I think I told you guys that I had sacrificed some of my funds, to sow to God's nature, which was the bird. And I bought him a bathtub, and I bought him some food. And I had to just re-up on some food. And I'm about to get him a house, so when it gets cold, he has somewhere to go. He has shelter. I adopted him pretty much from God's nature. And he comes home and he eats and do what he do. I put a picture out there, And now he doesn't steal my thyme anymore. It's growing so beautiful, y'all. I'm like so amazed because watching the way God works, because I cried behind that thyme, because that thyme is one of my ingredients for my products. So I cried behind that thing and said, God, but why? Why are you doing this to me? Why is your bird stealing my thyme? He was hungry. So I took on the responsibility to feed him. But now God has supplied me with my stuff for my products. And the products, the thing that I need is free. I don't have to purchase it. Unless I run out of what I have. But I don't need to purchase the thyme. I have so much of it now. And it's growing beautiful. So I just want to throw that out there. This is what God does for us. He didn't intend for money to be a major factor of life for us. But man implemented that. So now we have a choice. We know we need money for certain things, but we have a choice on how much money we actually put out there. And what we're putting it out there for. Just like right now with me talking on this podcast. I had to pay to talk on this podcast. So I had to sacrifice some of my money, which is a part of sowing, to help God's people that come in and listen. Do you understand how it works? And God will reward me with blessings some other kind of way. What might be a blessing to you may not be a blessing to me. And what might be a blessing to me may not be a blessing to you. Where my friend thought that my thyme was a joke and it shouldn't have hurt me. In actuality, it did. But God redeemed that by me sacrificing and sowing to his nature. So he had to show me something. Because I couldn't understand why the bird kept stealing all my thyme. And I looked at I don't know if y'all guys seen it, but there's a post around with a bird stealing the pizza. That could be fake, because y'all know they do all kind of stuff on line. But in reality, it could be real. And the reason being is because most people have meat on pizza. And the animals are starting to dig in the garbage for food, so they're getting used to it because they're taking all their nature away. They building all these houses and taking away all the grass, taking away all the foods, the berries, the trees, cutting down all the trees. So they have nothing to eat. So they stealing. Just like we would if we was hungry. Granted, we got the government to fall back on. Who do they have to fall back on? So this is why we help them. And we sacrifice some of what we've made or have to give to them. Those that sacrifice for the wild are godly people. You know, I know a lot of people that sacrifice. I don't know them personally, but I know a lot of people that sacrifice for the animals, for the wild. I've seen people buy, and y'all know I work in fulfillment. I've seen people buy stuff for squirrels. We all know that people can't have squirrels in their houses because they carry one of the biggest diseases, which is rabies. But I've seen people buy food for squirrels. We go out and feed the squirrels with peanuts. They I've seen people buy food for rabbits. Some people own rabbits, but then most of them is in the wild, and they come out in the spring and in summer because they hibernate in the winter. I'm watching people buy this stuff. So they are sowing to God's nature to help these animals that can't survive any longer. Just like the squirrel that I had hit. It hurt me to my heart. Okay? Because I killed one of God's nature animals. And I couldn't understand why. I was like, why was he going back and forth in circles? He should have just waited. But if he's not eating properly and not healthy, his mind is going in circles. So he didn't know what he should do. Should he stop? Should he go? He didn't know. So this is why we need to stay stress-free and peace. Eat right, get the proper rest, so we won't be going in circles. Our minds won't be going in circles. You know, people be thinking they be meditating and clearing their mind. But if you're going in circles, your mind is still not clear. And it's something that you need to do. Just to throw that out there. And two, people be eating the squirrels. You know, times is getting hard. I don't know how. They know how to clean it so well where it kills the rabies. I don't know if when you cook it, it's what helps it. I don't know. But I know like down in Florida, they eat the squirrels, they eat the porcupines, they eat everything. I don't know. I haven't seen nobody here in the Carolinas yet. You know, and in Maryland, they eat the deers. You know, they taught me how to drain them of the blood and all that stuff. You know, they call that good eating. Venison. Yeah. So food is one of our biggest issues. You know, how we eat. Y'all ever heard that saying, you are what you eat? In actuality, it's very true. It's very, very true. So we have to look at the factors of things, you know. And like right now, you know, a lot of people want to become vegan. They're eating the vegan food and tofu or whatever they be eating. And I personally have stayed away from that. And I'm going to tell you why. One, because I don't like the way it tastes. I don't like the texture. It's probably something I could get used to. But I got to watch and wait to see how many of these people live or what they get or if they survive just like the rest of us. I'd rather just do it God's way. God's way. Meaning eat fruits, vegetables, and fish. And I eat chicken once a week only because I crave it because I've been eating it all my life. But I mainly just pasta, fish. Like right now, I'm going to get up and make me some fish because I ain't had fish in like 2 days. And I'm feeling like, ugh, I don't feel right. I need fish. That's the only thing that we have that multiplies in millions. Because they lay so many eggs. I'm not saying millions, maybe hundreds. They lay lots of eggs. And this is what God put out there for us to eat that will multiply itself fast. And it's very healthy for us. And it lives in water. So it's something to think about. That's why I tell people, read the Bible. And you will understand a lot of these earthly things. So yeah, a lot of the people is starting to come on our side. And that's the side of life. Welcome. Our goal is to live everlasting life on earth. Of course, eventually we will die, but will we try to live as long as possible and remain young as possible. That's the goal. Like, I'm 50 years old. In Bible times, I would still be a kid. It's a proven fact because I followed the ways of the Bible and I still have the energy of a kid. So if I was in Bible days, I would still be looked at as a kid, not a grown person. I'm grown enough to maintain what I need to maintain, but I'm still a child. I'm still young, put it like that. I'm not in my prime, as they will call it. This is something that man has made. But according to the Bible, I'm just getting started. So this is how we know a lot of people are not true Christians, because they're not really reading the Bible. They're going all over the Bible. They're just picking bits and pieces and, and not paying attention to what is really, what the Bible is really talking about for us to live everlasting life. I would think by 300, 600 years old, we just tired. We don't want to live no more. Some of them people lived 600. Well, Moses, I think he lived 600 years. Noah lived 300 years. What were they doing to live so long? That's the goal now. We're trying to take away a lot of this stuff and see if we can make it happen. Because we have a lot of people that live. Like, they was the richest lady. I'm the richest. My mind is on money, meaning I got to get myself up and start doing some work. The oldest woman is 120. I think she's 120. Yeah, right here in North Carolina, I believe. Or the one in Philly, the Pennsylvania, she passed away, I believe. She passed away at 119. But I believe the richest. Let me ask Alexa. Maybe she knows. Alexa, where is the richest? Why am I keep saying richest?
The wealthiest person.
No, Alexa. What is the oldest? Where does the oldest woman in America live?
Here's something I found on the web. According to EnglishClub.com, the report mentions Brooklyn, New York, because this is where the oldest living woman, 116, on record resides. Okay.
No, I'm sorry, guys. So the one here in North Carolina is not the oldest. I thought it was. And I thought she was 120. I said she was 119 last year. I don't know. I got to do my research again, guys. But right now they're saying she's in Brooklyn, New York at 116. Okay, something to think about. Even though New York is rough, but did she have family? What was she eating? Was she married? Did she exercise? Did she have not too much stress? All of that stuff plays a part. Is she a Christian? All that stuff plays a part. But I could have sworn our lady here in North Carolina was 120 or 119. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I've been marketing her. Let me say this. Alexa, can you tell me where the oldest black woman lives?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Okay. She don't know that. I got to do some research. Because I know I've been marketing this woman, and I remember seeing 119. Then I had one here that was living in my community. She was 106? 106, I think. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She was 101. I'm sorry. She was 101. That was living in my community. She passed away last year. Okay. My grandmother that lived that lived on Cortland Avenue with us at 370. She died at 104. But she didn't have no stress. We took care of her every day. And she probably would have lived longer if she would have never fell down and got bed sores. Because that's what killed her. The pain from the bed sores. But she was 104 when she passed away. So I just wanted to throw that out there. She ate cooked food. She outlived everybody in the house. Everybody else had cancer. But not her. Okay? She was disciplined. She ate the meals that we cooked. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay? And her meals were always cooked fresh. Once in a while, she ate microwave food. Yeah, because she wasn't the type to get up and use the microwave because she knew nothing about it and didn't know how to work it. So she didn't use it. So it's all something to think about, people. We have to think about these things, in order for us to live longer. Because we're living shorter time than the money that we've worked for. My mother died at 61. She would have been 62 in July. She died in February. Okay, that's something I always think about. She never got to collect the Social Security that she worked for. She never got to collect her pension that she worked for. This is why people have stopped saving money for pensions, or just accept what the job that they work for give them, because most of the time you die before it anyway, and then somebody else gets it. And that was your little savings for when you get older. So that's where we have to look at the facts and say we have to take care of ourselves better so we can live long enough to get our funds. I use me, for instance. I've been working since I was 14. I hurt myself at work. I had a bad car accident. Then reinitiated again once I hurt myself at work. My body wasn't adjusted enough to do the work. And it started to reenact on me. However, I went to the doctors. They kept working on me. I went to physical therapy, kept working on me. So they took a MRI. Because, I went and got tests to show about my spine, showing that I had scoliosis. So I said, well, maybe, I still got a pinched nerve. Because they said I had a pinched nerve when I had the car accident. So when they did the MRI, there was a thing in the MRI that was going up under my back. They go up under my back, but I could feel it pressing my back like a massager. And I said, I kind of feel better when I got up off the MRI machine. I said, well, damn. Was that all I needed? Long story short, when they did the MRI, the doctor said to me, Ms. Richardson, there's really nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, what do you mean? She said, all I see is a little bit of arthritis starting to set in. She said, but you lucky. She said, because you 50, and I've seen people in their 30s that has more inflammation on their bones than you. And I said, really? I said, wow. I said, why does it hurt so bad? She said, because it's new to you. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. So I had to think about it. It's something that I'm not used to getting this pain, year after year after year. And it's new to me, and I'm at the age where I'm supposed to be old, according to man. Y'all notice I said according to man. Of course, I would think I'm dying. Because that's what I thought. I said, oh, God, I'm dying. I'm accepting myself. I said, I guess it's my time. It's my turn. You see where our minds be set? Because of what we're taught on a daily basis. But when they looked at my body and saw, no, you just getting a little bit of arthritis. You'll be all right. You good. Okay, so you telling me just go work out. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Because I don't like that pain. I'm going to eat healthy. Because you telling me at 50 I'm good. Thanks. This is why I tell us to go to the doctor. Because they can determine by looking at those numbers. It's not that man is bad for everything. They can determine what is really going on with us so we can stop it before it gets started. So now, they told me I'm about to get arthritis. So I take my bath soak every day. Sometimes 2 times a day. Gotta do what I gotta do. Because I don't like that pain. And I'm not gonna be taking a bunch of pills. Nobody wants none of that. Whatever that stuff they give for for pain. I don't want that stuff. I'm gonna do it God's way. Heated water is the key. With salt, his oils, and I'm really in pain. I'm just keep it real. And sometimes when I go to the gym and overwork myself, I'm like, I be doing too much. I be in a little pain, but once a day go by, I get in the tub and do, what I'm supposed to do, I'm good again. So these are just the facts, people. We are working on these things and we're seeing the true facts. Of what we can do to heal our bodies and stay away from man-made medicines that has major side effects. Even some of God's medicines have side effects. Just like I saw cherries yesterday. And I looked at them. And I said, I want some cherries so bad. But I know once I start eating one cherry, I want another cherry and another cherry and another cherry because they're so good. The cherries are just so good. And the side effects to that is it detoxifies the body. So I'm going to be on the toilet for the next 2 days. I got things to do. So I said, no, I'm going to discipline myself and I'm not going to buy them cherries. And I didn't. Because I didn't want to be on the toilet. But I detox every day anyway. But them cherries would have gave me the right detox. Clean me out. But I would have had to be at home. And that's just the facts. So God's stuff do it too. But we have to know how much to take. And when we're overdoing it. Just like with the microwave. We're at the point now we're cooking meals in the microwave. Microwaves are everywhere. Even when you go to the shelter, what do they have? A microwave. Because it was proven to be the easiest way to heat a meal or cook a meal. Everything in the store is microwave. But it breaks down the immune system. They have proven that in cancer patients. But we steady using it. So it's something to think about. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. I love you guys, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all be safe out there. Remember, y'all, that Monkey Pox is out there. And what I'm seeing in the pictures of what it's doing to people, y'all don't want that thing. Okay? So y'all make sure y'all protect yourselves. Stop hanging out and smoking with people and drinking behind people and wear your mask because people be spitting. You know? It's not intentional. It's not personal. But it happens. So we have to protect ourselves. I love y'all. Y'all take care.